Alright, welcome back to Just Enough Garage. It's a beautiful morning. We're assembling a small block Chevy. Let's get going. Okay, so as you saw in the opener, small block Chevy. Last video, we took it apart, we pressure washed it, we discovered it was in good shape. This is all some oil I put in there, WD-40. I like to soak them with WD-40. Yes, it displaces water. Oh, imagine that. And it also kind of gives a sheen over the metals to keep it from rusting. I throw a plastic bag on it, I put it in the shop, and here we are. Heads, let's talk about them. I've got one apart. This one, and there was no seal of any kind. Rain boot, umbrella boot, seal. Valve steel, Sam. I bought these at the local O'Reilly's. They were like around 20 bucks if I remember right. So I'm going to put those in. I struggled the other night with the valve compressors I have, and they were junk. I don't know. I'll get them out and show you the problems with them. So then I stopped at the Harbor Freight yesterday. This one was on sale for 38 bucks, and this little guy was $7. I think I have one of these, and I just wanted to test them both out. I think this is the winner. It was a good upgrade. The other one I have, you know what, let me go grab it real quick. Stand by. All right, back again. So this antique came with some flathead stuff. I know what it is. It's a compressor, but we couldn't keep it from spreading it. We tried to bolt the zip tie. It just wanted to slip off. It's ancient, I guess. Maybe not for this application. This is one I bought new from the Sears and Roebuck company in the 90s. And it has had its day in the sun. All the metal is twisted from the years of use, and it was hard to keep it on topic. This is one I've had for a while. I've never had good success with it. Didn't try. Oh. Storm is back. She's visiting us today, and she likes to be underfoot. This guy, for $7 from the Harbor Freight, is similar, but it had the ability to put a socket in the top to use a ratchet on it. So I thought I'd try it. This was really the granddaddy that I wanted to get and try because it has these circles. If you do any sort of import stuff, these circles are going to be better than these. I've had to make adapters in the past out of little pieces of pipe and washers and stuff. Anyways, let me get set up, show you how it works. The reason I'm taking these apart. So, okay, let me give you the game plan. Small block Chevy. Darian small block Chevy game plan. This engine rotated. It looked fine. I believe it was running last week. I believe it was last week. I said I didn't know what that transmission was. I did. I was just trying to get interaction. Speaking of YouTube interaction, thumbs up absolutely helps my videos grow. Touching on the bell, bing, 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 will signal you when I have a new video. Every Wednesday, I have a new video in the morning. We set them out, I think, at 3 a.m. West Coast time, so that people around 6 a.m. are getting them on the East Coast. So when you wake up, in theory, you got a new video. I purposely, for 2.5 years, have been doing midweek because it seems like the weekend, there's so many other things going on. I don't know. It's a calculated guess with YouTube. Anyways, this engine I believe runs, so I didn't bother with the bottom end. Everything seems okay. I'm going to leave the cam. The lifters, I've taken them out. They slide so smooth in and out that it's a good engine. But I always pull the valves, replace those rubber boots, because I'm doing a whole gasket kit, right? In here for 40 bucks. I think this was Amazon. It's head gaskets, oil pan gaskets, rear main seal, front seal, and then for $20 on Amazon, I think they show up tomorrow, is some brass freeze plugs. I always like to replace the freeze plugs. Why? Because the engine may not be 100% rebuilt, but it won't have any leaks, and it should be dependable for years. Considering this car is not going to get 1,000 miles on it every week, it probably will be just fine. And I can leave something that's ready to go for, you know, whomever takes it over from my finishing. I was thinking to get a fuel pump. I've been currently looking for an antique high-rise single carburetor intake manifold, you know, the ones that have like a 3 or 4 inch step up. just because I have the hood clearance and I don't mind having a little bit of nostalgia with it. I'm kind of building it. Oh, I've been telling people I'm trying to build it like a 70s low-end street car. Anyways, I got a bunch of other stuff on order for it. We've got paint and everything. I'm not ready quite yet. I have to get out here and weld up a bunch of holes and clean up the firewall, wire brush everything. On that other small block Chevy we got from the Goat Pen, it has an alternator that's high mounted that will fit with these heads. It has the power steering low mounted, which I've measured it will fit inside my fenders. So getting that other engine is going to be kind of like a parts engine right now. Also, it has a front timing cover, because this timing cover had the timing indicator broke off. So anyways, seems like I have all my parts and pieces. The only thing I'm missing is the transmission. You say, Darian, you got your Turbo 400. I know. Let me show you why I don't want to use that. Inside here, you'll see that there are 3 pedals: clutch, brake. Well, there's no gas, but you know. And so I'm keeping my eye out for a Saginaw or a Muncie or a Super T10 or something like that. $400 or $500, bell housing, clutch fork, everything I can get. So I'm going to have to come down here and absolutely manufacture everything. If I put the automatic in, I always feel like I did the car a disservice with this pedal, with the clutch pedal still being in here and being the Oldsmobile one. And it's all set up real nice. And then I'll mount a master brake cylinder under the floor, because that'll keep this clean and I won't have to change the pedal swing. I've done that before on my wheelies. It worked out good, my blue wheelies in the shop. So I have to do that, and I kind of want the transmission here. Even though this is set up well right now for the Turbo 400, I think I'm not going to do it. I think I'm going to go 4-speed. So I expect to get the engine together, probably hang it, do the exhausts, wiring. There's a bunch of stuff to do on this car. And then I'm just, I'm putting my feelers out there. I'm waiting for it to come to me. Mariana calls it manifestation. Mariana's my 3rd daughter. She does the editing. Jonathan's my son. Anyways, this is what we're doing. And she says, Darian, you just put it out there in the karmas and somehow you get what you need. And it seems to work for me, so I'm being patient right now. But I'm moving forward on everything else I can do. So we'll go ahead and put this together, paint it, and then I'll come back and knock out all the soft plugs, put the brass set in that shows up tomorrow, and this motor will be ready to go. So hopefully in this video, knock on wood, we can get a small block Chevy assembled, ready to go. And then next week, whatever, we're just going to keep pushing away. I've got a goal of first day of summer, having this on the road. I might make it. You never can tell, Anyways, let's get going on these heads. Let me set up, show you what the compressors are doing. Johnny's out here helping me. We've got one valve out, the big intake valve. You see the items on here, the carbon on both sides? That's where I come in with this. Not this side, John.
What, you don't want to grind your valves?
This side, I can get that off of there. I don't mess with the shaft very much. This upper one is for the clip, the 2 halves. The lower one is supposed to take the O-ring seal. Those will be the O-ring seals in there. And then I got the other boots there. So I guess I'm doubling up really, because I'm going over and above the Call of Duty. Anyways, the umbrella one hangs on here somewhere and it just kind of rides with the valve. Now, if you're going to grind valves, this is the spot they grind to fit in here to the seat. Let's turn this over and look at the seat, John. Maybe Mary will link that flathead video where we bought that tool to do the valve seats on that other flathead motor. Well, that flathead motor right there. But in this case, I'm not going to do nothing with these, but we're going to take that little wire brush. Yeah, that one. Why is it everything I own on the ground? We'll put it on a drill. We'll get in here and we'll clean out this. We'll clean out the port. We'll get as much as we can just cleaned up. And then I got a wire brush on a cup brush, a light duty one, and we'll clean all the gasket material, put this up. So essentially all we're doing is replacing a piece of rubber there, cleaning the carbon off, slapping it back in. I have the option of lapping it. Lapping it is where I have the compound and you sit there and you rotate this. Depending on how these clean up, I don't know, it may or may not do it. But you see how big that intake is versus the exhaust. Oh, and then I got this. This is what's called the valve guide inside. So then I like to take one of these brushes. And then we'll probably squirt some WD-40 in there, John, when we start the motor. I mean, before we start, when we assemble it.
When we start the motor, we'll just spray WD-40 in it.
And that's why they smoke when they start, because look at all the oil I got in here. Well, I kind of showed that earlier when you were sleeping in. It's only like 9 o'clock. You can still hear the school buses. Anticipation, in an hour, my neighbor, I don't know why it's winter, but every Friday at around 10 a.m., he's got a crew that comes and mows his grass. So we'll probably hear that. Anyways, this is what I do. Get this thing rolling. Put some light on the subject. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a bunch of junk, John. Well, you guys get the idea. I'll show you the end result. Meanwhile, we've got the other parts in this gasolina soaking. That's just to help take that stuff off. Oh, I should remember which way the valve went. Do you think it matters?
It's the spring, so shouldn't.
The spring, I mean. Well, I'll lay them in there next time going the same way so we don't... Those parts don't matter.
Well, I think this was the top.
Why would you think that?
It's because that's how you threw it in there. And then you just spun it around with the screwdriver, so that would be the top.
This is the top?
Should be.
Alright, I'll put it like there, at the top of the hill. Maybe if I let these soak, like that.
Well.
And then we just work on another one. In fact, you know what? I'll let those soak. We'll experiment. Let me go get my other drill and we'll clean this up and see what we get. So we've struggled for a few minutes. We've ground all that carbon off of there. I was telling John, I said, these things actually rev higher without all that extra ounces of weight on there. It turned out fine. This is the valve. Like I said, I did not grind this. I leave that alone. I just do the area where the carbon is, clean up that end. So we'll assemble it. And then this is the O-ring, John, that goes here. And then the keeper, which is here. Look at just one spring. Look how muddy that got. Would go right there on that. We'll wipe that up with a rag. In fact, I'll put it here. This one, I'll just clean up with a rag before we put it in. But you see all that stuff in there? That's what I like to get out, so that these have no bunch of junk on them. Yep, there's the second spring inside the first. So we'll let those set there for a minute. Actually, let me go get a rag and do that. Stand by. All right. So typically this job, the gasket kit was 40 bucks. These were another 20. So I have $60 essentially in getting all the carbon off, verifying my valves are good, and regasketing the whole engine. And then it was another $20 for the brass plugs, which are coming tomorrow. I'll show you that. So I can redo this whole thing if the engine is good for what, 100 bucks, you know? And that's what I like to, oh, and a can of paint. And we got a different oil pan. I don't know if we showed that in the last video. The one below was dented up, so one of the oil pans that came with the Chevy Horde stuff I got for the Oldsmobile, one of those will work fine. So essentially I've put my best pieces and parts on this motor. And then with the other free motor we got in the trade, well, trade, free, whatever, with the Nissan and that, blah, blah. Anyways, it had an alternator, power steering, some stuff on there. So, hey, just so you know, if you're a new subscriber, please subscribe, first of all. I'm a little channel. I need the help. Second of all, hit that bell. If you hit that bell, then that's going to let you know when I have a video out, like it said earlier in the video, every Wednesday. And thumbs up me. Last couple of videos, I've been getting really good thumbs up. It helps. Anyway, so let's go ahead and, like I say, just take a minute. A lot of this is tedious. Most channels won't show you, and I'm sorry it's boring, but if you guys want to see me build a car, well, you're going to see about 5%, John. What do we film? About 5% what we do on these things. And that takes several hours just to film and then edit. Mariana does a great job. Again, you want to email her about some questions. You want to leave comments. She's my gal. She's my daughter, my third daughter. She's still at the house. She has some health issues that have kept her from kind of succeeding, but she's successful with YouTube, so we work on it. Anyways, that's good to go. This one's good to go.
I thought you were going to pull that center thing out.
I am good to pull that center thing out.
And scrub on that.
You're just keeping me honest, huh, John?
Well, yeah.
Oh, look down there.
If I didn't, the people on the
Internet would say you miss a spot, you miss a spot.
they'd be like, what about that part that you said you were going to clean?
Got it. Well, I'm old. I forget.
Okay, Grandpa Simpson.
Back in my day, it wasn't so much that it was a valve, more of a... Anyways, yeah. Like I said, I think this was a running motor. It was just taken out of something and put in there. All right, now's the exciting part. So this guy, we've already cleaned this, kind of. I don't know if you can see. Oh, you know what? I need a little more. When I get in the sun, I can see better. So let me go ahead and...
Good thing we're working.
Well, you get the idea. It's a couple of minutes of that. Okay. I ran my wire brush in there, blew it out with my air. Right, that Storm? She's like, heck with you guys. All right, so now, I don't know where you're going to position yourself, John, to see. And here's the seat. You can see that it's an okay. It doesn't have pits. It's not cracked. I don't know if you can see again. So then this will slide right in here, like that. Now, I am not a machinist. I am totally figured this out on my own in videos. It feels good. Now, when it's all done, I have the option of pouring some gasoline down there and watching it. If it leaks, that means it leaks. If it doesn't leak, that means it's a good one. So now, take our spring. Actually, the next step is my umbrella. Somebody right now is saying, I always like to take everything off, put it in a solvent tank, and you're doing one at a time. That's true, I am. Why am I doing one at a time? So I don't lose the parts, don't mix them up. So let's turn this over this way, John. Okay. So now I take the umbrella, put him on. He goes down there. Now the valve will move whatever it moves the first time it cycles, and then that umbrella will stay there. So right now it's tight. Let's say he moves that much. For the rest of his life, he'll do that. Then we take one of their O-rings. Careful.
Ah, you broke it.
And I put him on there. Then take the spring, and then we take this, and then we use my brand new $38 made in China. Oh, I wish I had a bigger table. Move your thumb. Okay, put your finger right there so it don't fall apart on me until I...
I got my fingers. Get them all right in the way.
This part goes on the valve. And that part goes there. I'm already going to complain about this tool, John. You know what my complaint will be?
What?
The freaking handle is so short right here that you have very little... You got to put some muscle in it is what I'm saying. Okay, so then you drop one of these in. I think we showed this on your Ford one time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't have but like 400 people watching us then. All right, and then you ease this off.
And you watch the parts go flying.
They do sometimes. That's all there is to it. Now, you can take your rep-a-tap-tap. It moves, it closes. Ta-da! So, we're going to put the video on Don't Bother Us, Do Not Disturb. And we're going to... How many more we got? 15. This one's almost ready. And then we'll do all this head. Then we'll do all that head. Get it all cleaned up. And then I think we'll bring it back when we're doing... Well, we still got to clean all the head bolts. We got to get some sealant because if you look here... Let me demonstrate with my screwdriver. Okay, these are the lower ones. Oh my gosh, into the water jacket.
Oh, it's fine.
Well, I think we need to go ahead and knock the freeze plugs out now, even though I pressure washed it the other day upside down and finish the job. This is the rust and stuff. Sometimes they get sand in there, I guess, from the sand pack. Anyways, into the water jacket, 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 into the water jacket. So, gasket, thread sealer, put them in like that, water jacket. So let's let's put everything on hold for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and knock these freeze plugs out and show you what I'm talking about when I go deep sea diving here. What does that look like? Can I get that out? Absolutely, it'll help it cool better, because there's definitely some in there.
That's cool.
So this is a job for Mr. Chisel and Mr. Vice Grip, an original Vice Grip, not a China-made one, made in the USA, and a Stanley hammer. So what you do is you put that right at the edge there, Johnny. Your goal is to get it to not go in, but turn in part way.
Well, you've shoved that all the way in, so I
Then you get,
think you've made a
then
mistake.
you get the tool bench CRV Vice Grip.
So you can work on your Honda.
Yeah, it must be a Honda version. Honda's a good brand. I've had all kinds of Hondas over the years.
What's your most favorite Honda?
Oh my gosh, my 77 CVC, my little one. Had boom boom speakers in it, fat stupid muffler. Oh, golly, yeah. 13-inch tires. Those were the good old days before Hondas were they were just used cars. Anyways, you get this in here and you take it out.
Wow.
Now, why these rust out is because they rust out.
They're made out of rustable material.
Rusties needs to be put in here. So we'll clean all that up with a wire wheel. I think I'll probably pressure wash it out at the bottom again. I don't know if I want to get it wet, but we might be able to vacuum it out, air blow it out, dry it out. I also was going to say something about timing marks real quick. Everybody knows about Chevy, small block Chevys. Everybody knows about a 50-year-old engine and how to do it. Okay, so let's see. There's a dot, and on here is a dot. Those two dots would be lined up. I could demonstrate it, but I don't want to. Anyways, when they're lined up, that's in time. But before you set the distributor and before you put the the timing chain cover on, you rotate that dot to the top, and then that dot would be back up. It'd be one revolution of the crank. That one will be back up. That one will be up top. Then you're ready to fire on number 1 cylinder. If you leave them two like this, you're going to be on number 6, and you're going to have to goof around with it, or it's going to be somewhere in between, and you'll get backfiring through the carburetor. Pop, 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 pop. And then you'll have to take your distributor, rotate it, and put your finger in the hole, wait for compression to come up. So that's what I know about these, is you put the dot at the top, that dot there, and then you're ready to set your distributor. Do you remember that tool we made a while ago, John, for priming our oil?
No, not at all.
After we get the oil pan on, speaking of oil pan, hold on. There's one thing I want to show you guys. I haven't done it yet. Let's see what runs out of here, because it's...
the lifter's fell.
Yeah. Still got water in it?
Of course.
Okay. I need to go to the store and buy one of these still. It's on the wrong side. I need to rotate it to the other side so you can see. We gotta clean this block. It is scrubby still now that we've washed it, but
yeah, you washed oil with water. What'd you expect to happen?
this right here, this little plastic coupler, it might work for a million more years. It might work until I get the engine in the car and start it. It is plastic, and it has been in oil.
Plastic.
So I either go to the internet and buy one of those before we put the pan on. You pull the oil pump off, you would replace that. It is the drive. So the cam is here. This does not turn until it engages with the distributor. The distributor has a gear which runs on the cam. But if that plastic fails, boom, no oil pump. And you got to pull the whole engine apart.
So why'd they choose plastic?
Because it's GM. They didn't think it would last this long. Anyways, then you retorque that. Obviously in my kit, which is the reason we go with the kit, it has all new gasket and main seals. And then I'll probably pull the cap. I don't know, I'll probably pull that main cap and look at that seal. I think it's a 2-piece, so you can shove one in behind and one in top, because again, the rubber gets all hard and they'll leak. It may not leak now, but in 10 miles from now it could leak like crazy. So do it now, and then we'll clean everything and put it in service. But meanwhile, we'll catch you in a little bit. We're going to put on the head stuff, and then we'll get back to this. This is just the things to look at on a low budget rebuild. It's not even rebuilt. We just regasket. This is called a regasket. Yeah, look how close these are together, right? That's the beauty of the big valve intakes, is you get a lot of surface area. So in theory, it's going to build a lot of horsepower, but this one won't. But look how clean that is. I'm just about done. John's got the last, well, We got one more soaking. There's John cleaning it up. We got set up on a stool. I got set up on a stool. Been here over, I don't know, what do you think, an hour, John? Probably. Oh yeah, look at the pile of Junko right there off the valve, all carbon. Anyways, there's an update. We'll get this one assembled. And then I've been picking away at cleaning the grease and grime off it with screwdrivers and wire brushes. And then, like I say, we'll keep moving forward on this little project. I'll show you probably the last, when we get to the last head with the last valve, we haven't even started that one, right? When I get to it, I'll show you it going together. And then basically we'll throw the head on it, the heads on it, throw an oil pan on it, paint it all, and then we'll probably gasket it all up. Maybe I'll gasket, I don't know. I gotta go down to the O'Reilly's, like I say, and find that oil driver. There's things to do. I don't know. We'll show you what we show you. I don't want to make it too long and boring. It's just all necessary evil to make this thing get going. The beautiful weather, we want to get back out here. Like I say, we got a whole bunch of these holes to weld up that are not necessary for this. Of course, there's all of our gaskets sitting up there. We still have some fabrication to do here to get these mounted in the right location. Paint all this. Get rid of that emergency brake cable. That's ratty. You wouldn't want that on a rat rod. Like I say, and then I'm going to be looking for a 4-speed. Everybody says 5-speed, 5-speed. Well, you guys remember the 5-speed in my C10 Suburban. I don't like it. I don't like it. I want to go with the old bang bang 4-speed shift. Got to work this dent out here. Replace this floor. Do all the wood in the doors. Do something with the headliner. Original. I got all the dash components. I don't know if you can tell with the sun. I got all the gauges and stuff, but they're probably gonna be dummy. I don't know, I might paint the dash gold. I got these crazy ideas in my head. We'll see. Again, I got months doing it. Is this gonna be the only thing we do on the channel? No, but yes, because I need to get it done. You know, I need to be able to get this thing together. That's what it takes. Car builders, that's what it takes. You got to do this stuff if you want to be a car builder. Anyways, we'll get back to you when we got the motor assembled. Behold the finished product right there. Even took my hat off to get a little sun on my 5 head. So hold that one so it doesn't fall off. And I'll lift up the other one. And people will say, oh, I can't tell the difference.
No, I can't.
Now. So compare how much carbon buildup is on there and just overall ickiness.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference.
I can't either. I see a little spot in the sun where I can grind just a little more of
the dirt off.
Yeah, that's part of that gasket separated.
I'm considering that dirt. There's some down there too.
Okay. So this, in fact, let me get it right now. All right, so let me set this one out of the way and we'll start all over. What did that take us, John? 2 hours to do?
Something like that.
So okay, so let's talk about money. All like money. Okay, yeah, we all like money. Go get a set of Chinese heads for $1,200-1,500 bucks. Fine, go do it. Maybe you get them down to $700-800 used, maybe whatever. These are original factory stuff. I like using factory stuff where I can. You guys all know the market. I'm not dissing that stuff. I'm just saying I got these, and for 4 or 5 hours worth of work, I've got them cleaned up, resealed, and ready to go. And all of the seats look good. All the valves look good. John did a great job. He did that. I did this. It all worked out. This little small block's going to run really, really well for a $100 investment, I'm thinking. And if it doesn't run really, really well for a $100 investment, I'll be like, well, that's kind of like going out to eat and putting gas in your car, and it's like, it didn't matter. So to me, I will use the time on this versus spending 10 times or more on something else. That's just me. Do what you want. Do it however you want. This isn't a big horsepower motor, but it should be a clean running small block that's just, you know, they just run good. When they run good, they run good. And I've done that with my M38. I've done that with my rat rod. I've done part of this with that pink Jeep. That motor ran, so I didn't go as deep into it. So I've done this a couple of times, and those motors are still running good. They don't smoke. They don't leak oil. They just get up and go. Anyways, so let's continue, Johnny.